Hey guys, what's up? It is Maistro bringing you guys the Korea Komalas in our finals against HumbleHaunter in the APL Season 1. We are facing the Surrey Sharks tomorrow in the afternoon, and you have no idea how much I'm looking forward to this. First of all, just a few clarifications and just like ideas on like how scheduling like just in general is going to work. First of all, I probably shouldn't be here because I did hax Ben definitely heavily in the semifinal match. If you haven't watched that yet, go check that out. And also he made a few misplays there, but point is, against all odds, I'm here in the finals against HumbleHaunter. I am the number 5 seed against the number 3 seed right here, and I feel like I don't know, it just feels a little strange being here because I didn't really expect to get this far in playoffs. Also, HumbleHaunter, when I faced him in the regular season, I did not lose nearly as bad as I have to the opponents that I have redeemed myself against in playoffs so far. For example, against Ben and Charlie, I lost against them in the regular season 4-0. But against Humble, I only lost against him 1-0. So that was also perhaps influenced by a crit on my Primate. I did used to have a Primate before Hitmonchan. And that may have cost me the game. I've also uploaded that. It's one of the first videos on this channel, if not the very first. But okay, history aside, just going forward from here, I'm going to upload this tomorrow. I'm also hopefully going to upload my Season 2 draft analysis tomorrow. And then going forward from that, maybe or maybe not, still haven't really decided yet. I'm going to upload the playoffs of another league that I've done. I've chosen not to do the regular season of that league because it was just a lot of work. I don't really have that much time for league or for YouTube really in general. So, but obviously first priority goes to the APL because it was the first league I uploaded. It was the first league I really joined back in my return to draft league, and I mean, especially at this point when we're in the finals of this league, it's certainly our first priority. So, quick team recap. Versus HumbleHaunter and the Surrey Sharks. He has a Latios, Hippowdon with Excadrill. That's one of his that is his Sand Core. That Excadrill has gotten the most kills out of any mon this entire season. I believe it's gotten like 26, which is insane. It's gotten around that number. It's pretty crazy. He has Serena, really just great really great grass type. I really do like to use it because it can be run many different ways. It has really access to a lot of utility in screens and aromatherapy and rapid spin and knockoff, but it's just backed by this insane 120 attack stats, so it can hit extremely hard as well. Speaking of mons that hit really hard, he also has Darmanitan, which is so annoying to prep against. This is just one of those mons that you don't really want to deal with ever in draft league format. That said, I don't really like to use it either, so Darmanitan, I don't know, it's maybe just not really suited for draft league format, in my opinion. That's just me. Electros, which was definitely a bit of a pain last time, so I kind of overlooked that when I was prepping for him, because technically it doesn't have any weaknesses like whatsoever. So that's something to worry about. He has Golbat, which is a very fat tier 5. It gets initiative with slow U-turns or fast U-turns, whichever. It gets recovery with Roost. It gets I said U-turn already. It gets defog, so it can get rid of my hazards. Especially being a flying type, that's really convenient to it, despite it being slightly weak to rocks. He has Mega Audino. Very interesting Mega. It allowed him to get some very powerful mons in the draft because he had so many free points left afterwards. Because Mega Audino, I don't really know if he's gonna want to bring it, considering my team. He could bring like a Calm Mind set. I'm thinking if he does bring it at all, that's probably what he's gonna bring, because a lot of my mons are more specially oriented. Then he has Manaphy, which is his all Z user, making it very terrifying because it can do like Tail Glow, it can do Z Rain Dance, stuff like that, especially since Rain Dance, Manaphy and Rain is insane. Not only does it get the water boost, it can just rest up anything and wake up the next turn because its ability is Hydration. So, that's something I prepped for very heavily last time, and something I'm prepping for very similarly this time as to last time. Extra control I mentioned before, absolutely insane. Sand doesn't do that much because I have Celesteela. So last time he didn't bring sand, I don't really expect him to bring it this time either. Then he has Exploud and Miltank, two normal types whose uses definitely differ a lot. It does open up a much bigger weakness to fighting type, which is the main reason why I wanted to bring Primeape in the first place. Exploud just hits extremely hard with Boom Burst and other special moves, because, I mean, it's not like its special attack stat is that massive, it's just that Boom Burst is extremely powerful and is also Stab. And Exploud is not that fast, but it's got enough bulk so that it can just kind of unleash something, and you don't like to take Boom Burst. No one likes to take Boom Burst. Miltank, a little bit different. It doesn't hit extremely hard, unless it starts setting up curses. It's surprisingly fast. I believe it's base 100 speed, which is pretty crazy. It gets access to rocks, gets a very nice access to recovery. Honestly, I don't really know how, like, what forms of these mons he wants to bring. I believe last time he brought Latios. He brought Latios, Serena, Electros, Manaphy, Drill, and Exploud. That sounds about right. I think he brought those 6 mons. So this time, I'm definitely thinking he's going to change it up a little bit. I'm really going to still be prepping as much as I did for Darmanitan. He could bring Miltank, and that might be a different change, but I don't really expect him to bring a few mons such as Hippowdon. Not having, like, imagining that Hippowdon's not there opens up the door for a few of my other mons to kind of shine through. So I'm not going to talk that much more. I know you guys want to see the team, so I'm just going to head on over. We are going to go from right to left this time around because Celesteela's set is very interesting. So starting off with our choice Scarf, Latios. Now, this is a bit dangerous to play around. I know he has a Latios, so it's going to be a battle of the Latios. That might just be the title of this thing. Looking at his team, neither one of us really wants to play around with speed ties, especially when it comes to Scarfed Latios. So I'm not going to make this max speed. I don't really want to risk that. I'm making this so that it outspeeds a max speed Manaphy. So in case my Rose Raid, which is my primary checked Manaphy, goes down early, this thing can just come in, and hopefully for a weakened Manaphy, this thing can do a significant amount of damage with the Energy Ball, which I am packing. And then we just have two very just stab moves. That's very basic. It's going to be hitting extremely hard. I mean, that's pretty much given, because 110 special attack is definitely not anything to laugh at, even though Latios is normally seen as a more defensive mon, in my opinion. And then Defog, because I feel like I need some hazard removal. It'll be interesting to have some Choice Scarf Defog, maybe bluff it in the early game. Next we have our Arcanine. Since I want to think about how the game would look without him having Hippowdon, that really allows my Arcanine to shine, especially a fairly offensive one like this. So this thing is speed crept to outspeed a max speed Exploud. And not only is it supposed to be like a fairly good like wall breaker, but I'm also hoping this thing can come in and potentially stop a Darmanitan, because Darmanitan Flare Blitzes, Darmanitan even Rock Slides. We're going to get the Intimidate off. We have some defense investment. We also have the plus defense nature, so that's not going to be too bad. It's going to be really nice to have this extreme speed coverage, especially if the Latios is low, or other mons, other Scarfed mons, other fast mons. If they're low, and I can just kind of come in and I can clean up with an E-Speed. Life Orb boosted, 252 attack, nothing to laugh at. We have close combat for those two mons that definitely do scare me a lot, and which, well, you're kind of forced to bring fighting type, but Hitmonchan didn't really work as well in this match as Primeape would have, because Hitmonchan also doesn't really get access to U-turn. So I decided to bring Arcanine, decided to bring some mons with fighting type coverage instead, and then we're going to have Morning Sun in case I have to come in on rocks multiple times, and I don't really want this thing to go down earlier. So I think that's a fairly good Arcanine set. We have our Rose Raid. very, very similar to last time against the Manaphy. I believe we brought actually a very, very similar set. So this thing can take +3 ice beams like literally whenever. Really having I did set up a layer of T-spikes last time, and it did a good amount. This means that Serena is going to have a bit of a harder time switching in. I'm just bringing T-spikes again just because I really liked what it did in that match, and he may be more ready for it this time, but I'm honestly not that scared. He may bring Golbat, and if he does bring Golbat, that's actually a bit of a problem considering the mons that I do have in the movesets. But, yeah, Leaf Storm, just gonna straight up kill this Manaphy. Sludge Bomb, because we really do need another move, especially one to counter that Mega Audino, because I'm hoping he doesn't bring like a Calm Mind Mega Audino, because I'm not going to be doing that much with Sludge Bomb afterwards. But we are 84, we are modest, so I'm hoping that we can go for the Sludge Bomb and we can do a very good chunk, maybe get a Poison here and there. And then Leech Seed, just because that hits every single one of his mons except for the Serena. And Serena's really just not going to want to come in on a Rose Raid. So, then we have our Piloswine. I made all these mons shiny, by the way, just for fun, because this is our last game. More on that sappy stuff later. Elvis the Piloswine coming back. This thing, once again, has the... Legend has it, it's a very, very good good luck charm for our team. It's come 8 games, including playoffs, and it's won 7 of them. So I'm hoping this carries on into the playoffs. We're bringing a fully defensive set. This thing takes 2 Flare Blitzes from a Darmanitan. If I come in on rocks, there's only the smallest chance that he's going to be able to kill me with 2 Flare Blitzes. I believe the roll is anywhere between 37 to 44. So with rocks, I'm going to go down to 88. And then if he gets 2 max rolls, then he's able to kill this Piloswine. But if not, then I can live, I can get off an Earthquake, and I just absolutely annihilate that thing. Especially considering the amount of recoil he's going to be taking after all, like, because it's 2 Flare Blitzes, it's a very fat Piloswine, very HP invested Piloswine, so he's got that to worry about. Ice Shard, I don't want to let the Latios set up too prematurely if that is what he's bringing. And I do have also Arcanine with E-Speed, so maybe that can like just kind of team up and bring down a mon by itself. And then Toxic, I decided to bring Toxic because I feel like this is probably also going to be my primary switch into an Electros, and if so, then I want to have a way to kind of hit that and maybe whittle that down, put it on a timer. And then Stealth Rocks, because Rocks are just really great against his team. It doesn't let the Darmanitan switch in too much. He does have 2 spinners, I realize that in Sarina and Excadrill, but yeah, we're just set for that. Our Gardevoir is coming, Nicole. Very, very defensive set, as you can see. Very strange spread. I suppose you see 252, 252, 4, and then you see Modest Nature in a totally random stat, except it's not really random. It's special attack, so this means that the Energy Ball, which I put on this mon, is going to be able to 2-hit KO Manaphy for sure, assuming it's not leftovers, hopefully. I mean, that's assuming we get 2 minerals, so that makes this thing very good for that. I guess I'm bringing Trace. I'm thinking about why I would bring Trace. I want to go back over to that sheet, and I want to see. I suppose Sheer Force would on Darmanitan come out on that. That makes Moonblast definitely a lot stronger. It also makes Energy Ball a lot stronger. So there's that to be worried about. I could get Levitate from multiple mons. What else? Hydration from Manaphy, in case he Toxics me and tries to whittle this thing down. I can kind of just tank that. But, is the Sheer Force the reason why I would want Trace over something like Synchronize? I honestly think Trace is the best thing that this mon can have. I don't really need Synchronize for anything in particular. But yeah, that's our spread. We're going to be especially defensive as possible, coming out on special mons. Take hits from Latios, and fire back with extremely strong Moonblasts, Energy Ball, Will-O-Wisp, mainly for the Excadrill, and other mods that usually are able to switch in on this. And then I want to have the Wish, so this can kind of serve as like a mini cleric. And with that 252 in HP, my mods are going to be getting a lot back. That's what the hope is. Of course, I don't really have a really reliable way to pass my wishes to my other mods, but hopefully they're not that low. So, that said, we're going to move on to our Celesteela set. Bamboo coming back. Last game, this thing is going to hopefully stall sweep if it comes to that. After an Iron Defense, I'm going to take like, I don't know, like half health from a Darmanitan, and I can hit back with Leech Seed. I can stall him out with Protect. I'm going to have that Leftovers recovery, and I can probably take another Flare Blitz after that. Assuming I am at +2 in defense, because that's what this thing is. And then if I kill him on, I get a Beast Boost in special defense. So as you guys are seeing, this thing is just going to be so bulky, he's going to have absolutely no way of taking this thing down. That is a hope. So hopefully once the Darmanitan or maybe even like the Eelektross are out of the way, I can just start setting up with his Mon. Because that'll just be so wonderful. I kind of need to have Air Slash because I need a way to hit that Sarina. Because that's his only switch into a Leech Seed. So yeah, that's very self-explanatory. This thing is just gonna be so bulky. It's not even funny. I honestly could have just brought like Subseed, very basic kind of stall Celesteela set that I'm sure he's gonna be really ready for. But this is my last game with this mod. It's actually my last game with all of these mods. So I just really wanted to try out a few new things. Even it is finals, I'm aware of that. And hopefully I do get to use Celesteela in another league, and I really like what it has done for this team. It's really put the team on its back. But I really want to bring something more creative that proves that Celesteela isn't just a really stally, like, bulky mon that no one really wants to prep against, but I've really enjoyed using this team. I'm gonna go back over to my team. Dugtrio, not as much. I kind of expected Dugtrio to do a lot more. I feel like if I gave it another chance, it would do a lot more. But I don't know. It has Arena Trap, but I don't really know if it's strong enough to really keep that. There are ways to play around it. There's Shed Shell. There's Sugar Berry. So, and it's extremely frail. So I don't think I'm going to be drafting Dugtrio in the near future. Arcanine, I did enjoy using for sure. I don't think I'm gonna do like a draft, like a season reflection after this. I was planning to do one like after the finals match, but I'm guessing like if I'm going over it now, it's gonna make this more satisfying for me at least. Arcanine really did well. I remember the first time I drafted Arcanine, I almost always bring Flash Fire. This time I'm almost always bringing Intimidate. So there's that. And we were able to run some pretty cool sets. That agility set against Ben was one of my favorites, even though we kind of had to rely on a crit to kind of get with that. Anyway, Gardevoir also did a good amount for this team. Togetic, not so much. There were a lot of mods I had high hopes for that really didn't deliver. Togetic is one of them. Mega Gyarados, also definitely one of them. Three mods that I really enjoyed. Latios, Roserade, and Piloswine. Latios I've used in draft league formats before. It was more like a random draft. So, but the point was, it was just so much fun to use, and I don't know, it does so much for this team. Coupled with Celesteela, it's just such great synergy. Roserade, I did not expect to do as much as it has, because it's not super like frail. Well, I mean, it's not super bulky. It doesn't hit especially hard. But it's just done so much for this team. I don't know. It's racked up the kills here and there, and I just really enjoy using it. It seems like maybe I just play well with it. And then Piloswine, used it in draft league format. Fairly self-explanatory. Mon almost always rocks ice/ground coverage, toxic maybe. But you know what? It does its job well, and that's the truth. So yeah. In less than 24 hours time, we are going to be facing HumbleHaunter and the Surrey Sharks. And, well, before I do play him, I just like to bid farewell to all these mons. I already have, but also I'm just want to let you know, if you're watching this, Humble, I'm really looking forward to playing this, no matter how much hacks happens to me or happens to you. I'm sure it's going to be a great finals game, and may the best player win. That's all I have to say. So with that out of the way, let's head on over to the finals match. I'll see you guys in 24 hours. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for an amazing finals match as we take on HumbleHaunter and the Surrey Sharks. He has just challenged us. It is 5:09 at our end, and it is 10:09 at his end. It's been a wonderful season, and I'm going to miss this team very much, because I know, regardless of the outcome of the match, this is going to be my last game with this squad. Very quick review on what we're bringing. We're bringing Leftovers Iron Defense setup, Special Defense Beast Boosting Celesteela. We're bringing fairly bulky Wish Cleric in Gardevoir, but also with coverage for Manaphy. We're bringing a very basic kind of Pilot Swine set with rocks and some stab. We're bringing a Yachi Berry for the Manaphy on the Rose Raid. We're bringing a Life Orb full attack with the Arcanine that can outspeed a max speed Exploud. And then we're bringing a Choice Scarf Latios with Defog. So with that said, here we go. Have fun. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so we see no Excadrill, no Hippowdon. In terms of other mons, I'm not quite sure if I like this. Okay, so he does not bring the Mega Audino. He does not bring the Miltank. I'm happy that he did not bring the Mega Audino, because that means no Calm Mind Mega Audino can kind of just sweep me straight up. Although it would be a bit tough just with this particular team, especially if I had Heavy Slam on the Celesteela. Have fun. So it doesn't really matter what he didn't bring, I suppose, at this point. So the Manaphy, Darmanitan, we really prepped for. A little bit surprised to see Golbat. It's going to be a little bit tough to bring down with this spread. If it's Defog, that could also be a bit annoying. I'll have to start scouting for, like, if it's more defensive, if it's more special defensive, and so forth. So, potential leads on his end, because that's usually what I use to scout my end. I would definitely think Latios is always a great lead for him. Serena's fairly probable, but Latios, Darmanitan, and Exploud are the three mons that I really do expect to lead on his end. So, with that in mind, I kind of want to lead with my Latios. This is tough, because if he leads with Excadrill, he goes in and he gets a kill straight away, and that's very scary. But so I don't really want to risk that. We have Liam on here, fuck Whimsicott. He has something huge against Whimsicott, probably something related to to regular season game that was probably really funny that I totally forgot about. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lead Arcanine. I've led Arcanine in the mock I had about 10 minutes ago. And Arcanine really just takes care of a lot of his options. He may not expect like a Life Orb variant, for example. And maybe he'll think I'm Scarf if I do lead Arcanine, so that'll be good. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna lead this. He decides to lead with a Manaphy. Very good play on his end. Okay. Okay, alright. So we got outplayed a little bit there. Just a little bit. This thing is Z user. It's an all Z user, so it could just go ahead and set up the Z Rain Dance. Sorry, I'm like completely shaking right now. I'm so nervous. I honestly think Rose Raid's a great way to just kind of deal with this. I want to see how much I'm going to take from an Ice Beam, just in case. So Psychic's actually going to do a very good chunk. I probably should have gone for Yappa Berry instead of Yachi Berry. That would have probably been, in case he brings Ice Beam instead of Psychic. I really have to hope that he brought Ice Beam over Psychic. Okay, so we eat that. if he's max special attack, if he's willing to make that first turn predict, which I don't know if he is. Honestly, yes, this is what I gotta do. I have to go in. I have to make sure that he doesn't really set up with this thing. I do believe I killed Leaf Storm. I definitely do. If he's Rindo, that could also be a problem. But yeah, he makes that predict. Very good play. So that's 21.5. So he's not fully invested. That's good to know. Does he have any? He has a chance to not be invested whatsoever. I could go for Leaf Storm here. He knows I'm Yachi, so he could go ahead and go for a second Ice Beam. So do I go for the Leaf Storm to knock this thing out if he does stay in? Like, that's my question. Maybe he's gonna fish for a freeze. I honestly want to go for a Leech. I really want to go for a Leech Seed predicting the Golbat switch in or the Latios switch in, which is what I'm gonna do. So he does switch out. Okay, so we get that right. That is a lot of HP. Okay. Give me a second. This thing, Leech Seed. Okay, if I have Leech Seed on you, yeah. Okay, so he's pretty much max HP. All right. Now, what does Golbat get? Like, honestly, I kind of want to figure this out for a sec. Alright, so you could have Inner Focus or Infiltrator. Most likely it's Infiltrator to take care of my subs. So Brave Bird, Refog, 2 moves I'm definitely thinking he could come. He could also be like U-turn, which is what he could definitely do. He could bring Nasty Bat, but I really just doubt it because he seems to be more offensive. So I honestly think going for a Super Fang right now on his end would be like ideal for him. It would make the most sense, and it would also bring my Celesteela down low. So, do I live a Brave Bird? I do not live a Brave Bird. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go out into my Piloswine, hopefully take this Super Fang. No, U-turn. Okay, so he did go for the U-turn. Now he doesn't exactly have a single mon on his team that really likes switching to this, except for maybe Excadrill. But he goes into Manaphy. Alright. Shoot, okay, this is a little bit difficult. The other thing is like max HP, because he already got rid of the Yachi Berry. I do not like that. If he goes for Z Rain Dance, or if he goes for Tail Glow here, that really puts me in a bad spot. In fact, Tail Glow right here could very potentially just win him the game. I'm gonna harden the Latios, and I'm gonna click Energy Ball on this thing. Like, is that what I do? This is really tricky. I didn't really anticipate him to just get rid of my Yachi Berry, and that was a bit of a mistake on my end. But in theory, God, I'm so nervous now. Honestly, I think he could just straight up win right here. But I'm gonna go into my Latios. I can't really stay on this. Goes for the Surf. Fine. Are you Scarf? No, it's fine. Okay, crit is fine. Don't worry. Is he Scarf? I want... Okay, so if he is Scarf, I could scout for that right now. I mean, like, what's his play right now? What does he switch into? Does he take a Draco Meteor from something? Because I honestly think he doesn't. I suppose if he's like Spadef. Oh, did I click? All right. That was tricky. That was also unfortunate. So if he's going for a knockoff, he's gonna knock off my Arcanine's Life Orb, which is fine. Honestly, I can just I don't really mind doing that, especially since I can get all this damage back. I want to see how much my Draco is going to be doing to a Golbat. Psyshock, oh my god, that does nothing. Oh god, that does nothing. Golbat's a big problem. Golbat's a big problem. Okay, I'm gonna go into Arcanine. Actually, what if he predicts that? He Synthesis. Okay. So he goes with the Synthesis. And I'm gonna go for... Do I go for a Flare Blitz? I mean, T-Spikes are looking very good, especially for that Manaphy, unless he is Z-Radiance, which I've not seen what he could be. I want to predict a switch, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be wanting to stay on this. He's not going to U-turn, in case I'm fast enough, which I definitely am. I'm actually at being a max speed Serena. So he could go, 100% he could go into that Latios. But he could also go into the Manaphy, and those two are a bit of a problem. I want to go into Gardevoir right here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. We trace the Queenly Majesty, and he actually goes for the U-turn. He is balls. He is balls. Okay. Okay, so what do you go into this? I guess you go into the Darmanitan. Oh man. I'm mad. We could have probably just gotten rid of that Serena right there. So, if he goes into the Golbat, I can burn it. I honestly don't have a lot of use for Will-O-Wisp on this particular Mon. I'm not really feeling it for this game for some reason. I know we're only 7 turns in, but he's been playing very well so far, and if he continues to play this way, I think he could definitely pull this out. That's tricky. So hopefully we see what he can go into. If he goes into Excadrill, no, he just goes into Darmanitan. And I'm gonna go into my Pilot Spine because I know I can take 2. That's a given, and I can set up rocks after. Unless he goes for his own U-turn, and that would be a very good play on his part, and I think that's what he's gonna do. He goes for Fire Punch. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, so we know he's Sheer Force Fire Punch, and I'm very free to get a Toxic off. Quite possibly. Or I could go for Stealth Rocks and scout for that, the thing on, Serena. Do I go for Rocks? Or do I go for Earthquake? Because he definitely has Defog. I'm gonna go for an Earthquake. No, okay. If he's Sheer Force Life Orb, I want to calc that actually. I can figure this out with calcs. Darmanitan, Choice Scarf. Let's say your Fire Punch. Okay. So that was like, was that a mineral? That would have been that. I think that's a mineral. That's quite possibly a mineral on this. So he's probably Scarfed or something like that. So I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks. So he does go into Serena. Could have gotten the Toxic off. To be quite okay. So we've seen Synthesis and we've seen U-turn. So I'm definitely thinking that this thing could be Rapid Spin variant. But he has Drop Kick. All right, so we eat that very nicely, and we miss the Toxic, which that's really unfortunate. Okay. So first the crit, and now this. It's whatever, honestly. It's okay, very unfortunate. I want to go into Arcanine. I've not shown off the Life Orb yet. I am going for Toxic. I honestly think this thing is just gonna go down here. Hopefully land it this time. Alright, we do. Is this thing... And now I can go into Roserade. If he wants to go for a U-turn, very, very good play on his part. But I can just go into Roserade. I can maybe set up some T-Spikes. We'll see. That said, the Golbat basically just walls that, unless... I mean, I do have Leech Seed, but... It's tricky. It's tricky. Yeah, he goes for the U-turn. Very nice play. Is that a lot of attack? How much attack? Let's say... Rose Raid. U-turn? Okay, no, he... I guess... He's not even adamant. Okay. So he has no attack investment. Quite obviously. Most likely he goes into the Latios, and I can kind of figure out the set that he is. If I'm very brave... I mean, he could go a variety of ways with Latios. He could have, he could definitely have, like, what is it? Shadow Ball for my Gardevoir. He had Shadow Ball last time. I don't know. Do I expect him to have a Psychic Stab? Because I'm really not sure. Okay, we're gonna have to find a way to, like, really fight this back. We did get the Toxic off, and if he doesn't have Aromatherapy, that really does help. Especially if I can, burn the Golbat eventually, but he does go into the Latios. So fine by me, fine by me. Do I go into Piloswine and sack it? Do I go into Piloswine and sack it? I feel like it's way too valuable. But at the same time, I don't heal up on any Mon, really. Is Golbat knocking me out? Yeah, yeah. Most likely Golbat's knocking me out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Piloswine, I'm going to sack it right here. I know I can't really heal it back up. It's really unfortunate. Because this thing really dealt with a lot of his team very well. I feel like I could have probably played a lot better with it, especially against the Serena. Also, just like not landing that Toxic really did hurt. Because then I had to stay in another turn. And he played me. He quite honestly played me. So yeah, we're gonna go into Piloswine, we're gonna sack it. Rose Raid's at the point where it probably dies to a single life, like Ice Beam. Ice Beam, okay. I don't have any Yachi Berry anymore. So actually doesn't kill. So he goes for Shadow Ball. Alright. I'm thinking this thing is... I just realized he didn't bring Electros, and that actually that's really good for this. So he has Shadow Ball. I want to go into Celesteela. And I want to Air Slash. Do I want to Air Slash? Serena is at 80. X-Cloud could honestly quite definitely come in. This thing could be Soul Dew, which is definitely a thought. Darmanitan is 100% a possibility. I think honestly getting an Iron Defense is a very good idea. Alright, so we set up the Iron Defense. I don't know if people were expecting that. We'll see. But that makes his job a lot harder, most likely. Alright. And he goes for the taunt. That's really unfortunate. Alright, so he does have Super Fang. I honestly should have really predicted that. With all this in mind, I really want to go into Gardevoir. Yeah, I really want to go into Gardevoir. I can always wish up afterwards. So he does have Infiltrator. Goes for the Roost, which is fine. God. This is not going well at all. This is definitely not going well. I'm going to go for Moonblast. I mean, honestly, I want to stay in, and I want to Will-O-Wisp. This is really not going the way I wanted to. Especially after that Super Fang. Taunt, Super Fang. So this is his answer to my Celesteela. Yeah, alright. So, I want to think a little bit. I want to do a little thinking. So, we obviously see that he probably... Yeah, he doesn't have... he doesn't have hazard removal unless it's on his Latios. So this is actually very interesting. So he probably doesn't have hazard removal unless he has rapid spin on this arena. Now, especially at this point in the match, that Excadrill, that Exploud is looking kind of scary. Definitely kind of scary. If he has Roost, okay, so he's probably thinking, I'm gonna go for like a Psychic Stab or something. Honestly, Manaphy is definitely a possible switch. He's not gonna harden into Darmanitan. That thing's still at full though. Manaphy still is as well. This is really shit. Alright. I'm gonna wish. So he goes back in this arena. If he wants to go ahead and I don't know, like what do you want to do to this? Quite honestly. He could U-turn. And I honestly think he's going to U-turn. But we're going to get a very nice amount of chip. Alright. So he gets rocks off the field, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to just Moonblast to take this thing out. Okay. So that thing goes down. Finally. And I really don't know what I want to do at this point. Because I feel like I have to make a sack. But I do have Arcanine in the back. If he goes for a U-turn, which he most definitely could. So Fire Punch, does that kill? Does that kill? Darmanitan with Fire Punch instead of Flame, or like, Flare Blitz, what am I talking about? Versus my Gardevoir. So Fire Punch doesn't actually kill us, which is very nice to know. If he wants to lock himself into that, be my guest. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and Wish Up. Shoot, okay. This thing is probably choiced, given what I know so far. Choice Scarf, by the looks of it. Okay, so he goes for that. I'm just going to quit Discord real quick. And I'm going to go into Arcanine. He predicts it, of course, because he's a god and he goes in Manaphy. Okay. He's going for an Ice Beam. 100%. How much does Close Combat do to this thing? Close Combat does like half. That's amazing. Alright. So I'm gonna go for the... Oh my god. This thing is max defense. This thing is a bulky looking thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into Celesteela, because I honestly, that's what I have to do. God, that thing's so bulky. Is that fully physically defensive? I think that's a fully physically defensive Manaphy. What did I do? 27. That's max bold. That thing is max bold. I'm gonna go into my Celesteela because I believe. Can I take two? Can I chew 2 Surfs at this point? I feel like. Oh yes. Yes, we can. So yes, Celesteela is 100% my switch at this moment. Jeez. That thing's so bulky. Goes into Golbat, which is fine. I know he's gonna taunt. Or, okay, so U-turn taunt Super Fang Boost. So he taunts almost immediately. That's pretty obvious. Goes for the taunt on this thing. So I can't defog, but it's not like I was gonna defog in the first place. I think he's just gonna Roost. So I'm gonna go for a Psyshock. Oh, he doubles into X-Cloud. Alright. What do I sack? Because I pretty obviously have to sack something at this point. I really want to get those T-spikes up now, especially with seeing how bulky that Manaphy is. But the question is, like, on what mod am I going to be able to get that on? Also, we know we outspeed Manaphy with Rose Ray. That's huge. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sack the Gardevoir. And I want to see what kind of set do I want to do that? Yeah, Celesteela still has a lot of usage in this game. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kill this thing off, let this thing go down, and if this thing is this Specs or Scarf? That's my question. Boom Burst does 31, and we are at 62. So, assuming I live a Boom Burst, well, I obviously do. That's, right, because we're max special defense. So I can go into Celesteela right now, and I can just go ahead and I can protect. Like, honestly, but I don't want the Golbat to get in for free. Alright. So, yeah, that looks like what he's doing. I'm gonna protect. Alright, so, he predicts that. Very good play. Goes into Golbat. I honestly think he's going to U-turn, so I'm going to go, yes, we get that right. This is the comeback. This is the comeback. We're down 5-4, and we can do this. We predict the taunt, and he's going to have something get seeded. Goes into X-Cloud. I remember when he gets a little bit out of hand like this, he starts getting a little frustrated and making misplays. So he stays in. We're getting this thing low. So, Fire Blast goes off, meaning I can get a fairly good switch into my Latios, which is what I'm going to do. If he wants to predict my Arcanine, he can do that. Alright. So yeah, he goes for Fire Blast, misses. Sorry about the miss. So he's just gonna let this thing go down. Quite, obviously, I wanna say. So I'm just gonna go for the Side Shock, kill this thing. Alright. So we kind of put ourselves back in the game with that series of plays. I still need to find a way to kill that Golbat, because that Golbat's so annoying. I should have prepped for that a little bit better. I didn't really realize what its capabilities were, but with that in mind, I want to see how much my Arcanine does, if it comes down to that. So Flare Blitz is going to be doing up to half, which is really nice. Wait, why does it say no move? I obviously have Morning Sun on this. Yeah, it should say that. Alright, whatever. Okay. So if he thinks I'm choiced, you can go into Latios right now. And then what do I do? Do I predict? I honestly want to say I predict the Thunderbolt coming out from the Latios if he does go out into it. If not, if he goes out into Darmanitan, we get a very, very nice Side Shock off of that, which should probably do half damage, considering how bulky that is. If he goes into Manaphy, I go back out into Celesteela 100%. That's always the play. Okay, how much percent am I at with... Okay, I'm actually very high with Celesteela, because we were like at 31 earlier in the match. We got all that Leech Seed back. So, what's my way to win? Okay, so he goes down to Latios. So, he thinks... Okay, so he knows pretty much that I'm choiced. If he wants to trick which he can most definitely trick. He can go for that right now. How much does a Thunderbolt do to my Celesteela? Latios. Choice Scarf with Thunderbolt. That does a good chunk, so yeah, see, even he says it. Even he says Battle of LATIS. That's literally what this thing is gonna be called. So, most likely I go to... Okay, with his thought process, no way I stay in with this. That just, like, doesn't happen. Does he go for the Dragon Stab? I have a feeling he doesn't. He could make a very good play, and he could make a very good play, and he could double into the Darmanitan, in which case that's a little bit scary. I want to go into Rose Raid. I do want to go into Rose Raid. I want to predict something, and I want to go into Rose Raid. So he does go for the Dragon Pulse. Is that thing Specs? Dragon Pulse. I'm literally just gonna leave this thing in to go. Alright, so Dragon Pulse goes. Shoot. Wait, is it? Is he Modest? He could be Modest Scarf. It means very good things if he's Modest Scarf. Because I think that's what he must be. Should I go back into my Latios and drop a Draco? Because how much does that do? Okay, Golbat, Draco Meteor. Thing's so bulky. I don't like it. But at the same time, do I want a chance to miss? Or do I want to just go back and Celesteela, click Leech Seed? Okay, this is difficult. I kind of want to go back into Celesteela and click a Leech Seed, but at the same time that Golbat can just come in whenever. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Latios, drop a Draco, and if he misplays, he stays in. That would be a misplay on his part. But I honestly think that either the Manaphy or the Golbat is gonna come out, and higher chance is gonna be Manaphy, but if I don't Draco here, I lose the game, straight up. Possibilities are endless. God, I have to make some very important reads. I don't think he kills with the Dragon Pulse. Latios. Choice Scarf with Modest, except Dragon Pulse. Yeah, we live one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a Psyshock. Okay, he goes in Manaphy. That thing is so bulky. It's not even funny how bulky that thing is. He's leftovers as he's already revealed. I have to go back into Celesteela. Although he predicts I'm gonna go into Golbat. Oh wait, I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna first go for Psyshock. Goes to the Tail Glow, and that's it. Wait, no, it's not it. That's not it. What I do here is I go into Arcanine and I sack this thing off. He goes for a nice beam, which is fine. I honestly, I go for close combat. Yeah. Nice damage. And he goes for a Surf, take me out, which is fine, because I come back in with this, and I kill with Energy Ball. He doesn't know I have Energy Ball. Yeah, I think he wins. Really unfortunate, though. It really, really is unfortunate. We had to make some tough plays. Actually, I do go for the Draco, don't I? Do I? Alright. Golbat comes out, which is fine. Which is actually a bit of a misplay on his part, isn't it? The fact that he didn't go into Darm right there. So U-turns, which is fine. Out comes the Darmanitan. I protect. And I lose. Okay. I'm gonna run the calcs. I really don't know what to do at this point. So if I'm able to set up an Iron Defense, yeah, that just does so much. What about +2? I have to go for the Air Slash. Sub-Salic, I thought, okay. We have to get some crits, don't I? Maybe. I'm gonna protect. Scout out what he wants to do. Do I take a +4? Do I take a +6? Because honestly that... Okay, no, I don't. I do not. Whatever. So, yep. Down goes Celesteela. Out comes this thing. I go for the Side Shock. I probably should have gone for Draco right there. Yeah, alright. Side Shock's not doing enough. And that's GG. Congrats to HumbleHaunter for winning APL Season 1 Finals. He really did outplay me in the end. Congrats, especially without that belly drum. Darm just really did it. Amazing game. Alright. Alright. Latios is going to go down. We are going to be 2nd place this season. Hopefully going to come back next season, and we're going to attempt to make it back to finals. Thank you everyone who's really supported me on this run to finals. It's been really great. Congrats to HumbleHaunter for the 2-0 finals win. That was a really great game on his part. He really played well. I probably should have thought about some plays a bit harder. And I'm getting to know a bit more of like the sense of what kind of player he is, like how he plays, how he reads, like the switches and whatnot. He's really been a worthy opponent this season, and good luck next season. I'm gonna post the draft analysis very soon after I upload this video, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for being a big part of the Korea Komalas in the run to APL Season 1 Finals. So I'll see you guys in Season 2. Peace out.